Mercury in Vedic astrology represents the mind, not intelligence alone, the mind itself. It shows how we think, how we process information, and how we communicate with the world. Mercury governs logic, learning, language, and the ability to connect ideas together. Without Mercury, thoughts remain scattered and communication breaks down. Many people believe Mercury is only about being smart. In reality, Mercury is about how information moves. It governs curiosity, adaptability, and the speed of mental processing. A strong Mercury does not always mean deep thinking, it means clear thinking. Mercury becomes most visible in everyday life. It shows in conversations, decision-making, writing, learning, and problem-solving. Unlike the Sun or Mars, Mercury does not push or command. It observes, analyses, and connects. In Vedic astrology, Mercury represents Buddhi, the faculty of discrimination. Buddhi allows us to distinguish truth from assumption, fact from opinion, useful information from noise. When Buddhi is strong, decisions are clear. When weak, confusion increases. Mercury is a neutral planet. It absorbs the qualities of the planets it associates with. This is why Mercury can appear very different from chart to chart. With benefic influence, the mind becomes clear and articulate. With malefic influence, the mind becomes restless or distorted. One of Mercury's most important functions is communication. This includes speaking, listening, writing, reading, and understanding context. A strong Mercury allows ideas to be expressed simply. A weak Mercury creates misunderstanding, even when intelligence exists. Mercury also governs adaptability. Life is constantly changing. Mercury shows how easily someone adjusts to new information or circumstances. Rigid thinking weakens Mercury. Flexible thinking strengthens it. Unlike Jupiter, which seeks wisdom, Mercury seeks information. Mercury asks, "What is happening?" Jupiter asks, "What does it mean?" Both are necessary. Information without meaning becomes overwhelming. Meaning without information becomes impractical. Mercury governs learning style. Some learn by reading, some by listening, some by discussion and questioning. Mercury shows how knowledge is best absorbed and shared. When Mercury is strong, curiosity remains alive throughout life. There is interest in learning new skills, ideas, and perspectives. When Mercury is weak, the mind becomes closed, repetitive, or fearful of change. Mercury also plays a key role in decision-making. It gathers data, compares options, and weighs consequences. A balanced Mercury allows decisions to be practical and timely. An imbalanced Mercury leads to overthinking or indecision. In relationships, Mercury governs conversation and understanding. Attraction may begin with Venus or Mars, but connection is sustained through Mercury. Miscommunication is often not emotional, it is mental. Mercury also governs humor. Humor requires mental flexibility and timing. It reflects ease of communication and social awareness. A light, adaptable mind often indicates a healthy Mercury. In Hindu philosophy, Mercury is known as Budha. Budha represents intelligence, youthfulness, and mental agility. He is often portrayed as curious, observant, and neutral. This reflects Mercury's role as a messenger rather than a judge. Buddha's neutrality is important. Mercury does not decide what is right or wrong. It simply processes and transmits information. This is why ethical guidance must come from Jupiter, not Mercury alone. From a psychological perspective, Mercury governs attention span. A balanced Mercury allows focus without rigidity. An imbalanced Mercury jumps constantly between thoughts. Modern overstimulation often weakens Mercury by overwhelming the mind. Mercury also governs nervous energy. The effect of Mercury changes significantly depending on which house it occupies. The house shows where thinking, learning, communication, and analysis are most active in life. Rather than covering every house, it's far more useful to focus on the placements where Mercury truly becomes influential. When Mercury is placed in the first house, the mind becomes central to identity. These individuals think quickly and speak easily. They are often curious, expressive, and mentally active. If balanced, this creates clarity and adaptability. If imbalanced, it can lead to overthinking or nervous self-consciousness. Mercury in the second house strongly affects speech and values. Words carry weight here. Speech may be persuasive, analytical, or business-oriented. This placement supports finance, trade, teaching, and advisory roles. When imbalanced, it can create anxiety around money or self-worth. The third house is one of Mercury's strongest placements. Here, communication, learning, writing, and skills development are emphasized. Curiosity is high and mental stamina is strong. These individuals often thrive in media, writing, sales, marketing, or technology. Avoiding effort weakens Mercury here quickly. Mercury in the fourth house brings thinking into the emotional and domestic space. The mind seeks emotional understanding and security. There may be strong attachment to ideas formed in early life. This placement supports education, counseling, and work from home. If stressed, it can create mental restlessness at home. The fifth house allows Mercury to express intelligence creatively. This placement supports teaching, mentoring, strategy, and creative thinking. Learning feels playful rather than forced. When balanced, it creates confident self-expression. When weak, it may cause self-doubt around intelligence or creativity. Mercury in the sixth house sharpens analytical ability. Problem solving becomes a strength. Attention to detail is high. This placement suits data analysis, health, compliance, and operational roles. Overuse can lead to mental fatigue or worry. The 10th house gives Mercury strong professional expression. Communication becomes visible through career and public life. Speaking, writing, advising, or analysis often define professional identity. When balanced, this creates respected expertise. When imbalanced, overthinking career decisions can slow progress. Mercury in the 11th house supports networks and idea exchange. These individuals thrive in group discussions, collaborations, and community-based work. Sharing information becomes a source of opportunity. Clear communication strengthens gains. Confusion weakens support systems. The 12th house gives Mercury a quieter expression. Thoughts turn inward. Reflection, research, and behind-the-scenes work are emphasized. This placement suits writing, analysis, spirituality, or work in isolation. Without grounding, it can create mental anxiety or sleep issues. It is essential to assess Mercury from both the Lagna chart and the Moon chart. The Lagna shows how thinking and communication are expressed outwardly. The Moon chart shows how thoughts are experienced emotionally. Only by viewing both can mental patterns be fully understood. A strong Mercury in either chart supports learning and communication. Weakness in both can create confusion, even in intelligent people. This is why clarity matters more than raw intelligence. Ultimately, Mercury shows where the mind wants to stay active. Engaging consciously with that life area strengthens clarity and confidence. Avoiding it creates mental restlessness. This is Mercury's core lesson. If this section helped you understand how Mercury operates in the most important areas of a chart, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying this structured journey through Vedic astrology, make sure you're subscribed. Understanding life through the lens of Vedic astrology.